Hey y'all, so let's chat. Before I start this chat, I just want to say rest in peace, rest in power, rest in heaven to Nipsey Hussle, okay? I did not listen to much of his music. I'm not gonna act like I did. However, I did see the impact that he had on our people, on his community, and I feel like that deserves to be celebrated and to be talked about. And why every time somebody die, y'all act a fool on the internet? A fool, like I just don't understand why we can't just let people rest in peace. So, a few things I want to address about the shit that I've seen online since we found out that Nipsey died. So, one of the issues that I have is there's a post that has been floating around, and I think the originator, of course, was a woman. And I'm gonna show you guys the post first before I get to like going off, because I couldn't figure out like why I was seeing it all day and I just didn't like it. I was like, I understand, but this is making me cringe. Like, stop posting this shit. So let me show y'all what the post is before I go off. Now, I know that I'm going to have the unpopular opinion, and women are always looking for me to side with them, but today I'm reading y'all asses. Bro, Nipsey's death, stop making it about y'all. It's not about us. Like, let me just say this. While it can be some truth to that. Some women are overly concerned, overly protective about their men. Okay, great. And some of y'all call a nigga 100 times because y'all aggy as fuck and y'all insecure and y'all want to know what that man doing anytime he's not around you. So let's be clear. Like, I don't like when people like use, like, I just don't feel like this is the time to be talking about that. Like, this isn't the time, because pretty much when I posted that to my Insta story, and what somebody commented and said was like, it pretty much reads like, well, nigga, if you was laid up with me, this wouldn't have happened to you. Like, I'm somebody that believes when it's your time to go, unfortunately, it's your time to go. So all of this, if you like, because they did that shit with Tupac. If he would have just stayed with his girl, like, things are meant to happen for a reason, unfortunately. Even when we don't always agree with those reasons or understand those reasons. So for you to be like, oh, well, if the man this is why we be on y'all ass. No, that's not always the case. Some of y'all be on their asses because y'all just irritate. Period. Like, I was like, why are y'all doing this? This isn't the time to promote relationship messages. Don't use this man's death and make it about you. Like, people love making somebody else's death about them, and it's not. They're like, that's not okay. So while I understand that, like, women probably initially read it was like, yup, that's why I be so, because if my man ever left, yes, losing your soulmate is one of the worst things that can happen to you. And stop making this about y'all. It's not about y'all. So I'm gonna just leave that there. Like, this is no shade to anybody that reposted it. I just want y'all to think twice about like what that's really saying at a time like this. Like, yes, we know y'all care about y'all men. We know y'all don't want to lose them. And like him, it just, the narratives are not the same right now. Another post that I saw today, y'all, the women, y'all hoes get on my nerves today. So the post pretty much, I'm gonna show it to you, but to give you a precursor, the post pretty much was saying how essentially Lauren London should have been married to the man so that she could make the necessary decisions regarding his death and his arrangements. Before I even go there, let me just let y'all read the post. You know, I want to get married just as bad as the next girl. I want men to appreciate marriage and see the benefit in it and understand it. And this is not the time to talk about that shit. Like, you said all of that to get to the end, to be like, oh, well, they are married. Now she can do whatever she wants with his afterlife. Like, believe me, when you have this, how I know y'all don't really know shit for real. Y'all don't have the proper foundation. Regardless of if Lauren London and Nipsey were married, I guarantee they have the type of family and foundation where his family would never not include her in his arrangements. Like, I know some of y'all used to some dysfunctional ass shit, but they don't strike me as dysfunctional. They strike me as being very solid in their foundation and their cohesiveness as far as them blending together. So I just find it very hard to believe that he would come from a bitter ass family that would not include her or prioritize her feelings and decisions surrounding his death. So I'm just gonna point that out. Like, that post was unnecessary. It was unnecessary. That's all. Like, that's pretty much like the gist of it. All of the shit is really unnecessary at this point, and y'all using the death to talk about shit that y'all want niggas to understand. And right now just isn't the time, because like the rest of the world, they grieving, especially if they was a Nipsey fan. Y'all, them niggas not thinking about y'all right now. Okay? Nobody is thinking about that right now. So I just want, again, this is no shade. I just want you all to think twice about certain things. Because again, sometimes, like, especially when I'm on Twitter, I notice myself, like, I see something and it'll seem like off me skimming it, it makes sense, and I just retweet it. And then I go look at the comments and I see somebody like pretty much saying y'all goofies for retweeting this, and this isn't something you should want to promote or agree with. And I be like, damn, I probably should have thought about that. I ain't even think about it that way. So that's all I'm here to do, is just to give you a different perspective. I know y'all don't necessarily mean no harm by it, and that's why I'm here to try to educate y'all that this is not the time to be saying, to be talking about the fact that, oh, if they was married and all that other shit. Believe me, as big of a role as she played in his life, she is not going to be left out in the cold when it comes to his arrangements. Okay, so let's leave that there. Again, just stop making it about you, which leads me to my next point. And I ain't gonna spend too much time on this, because y'all get real all up in arms about the shit. These conspiracy theories. All I'm gonna say about this is this: if your loved one died, would you want to get online and read see everybody and their mama coming up with how your loved one passed? Would you want to see people online discussing how they passed when they don't even have the facts of how they passed? No, I know you wouldn't. Don't sit there and lie and say you would. So that's my thing. You may, like, that man wasn't even dead, I want to say, an hour before people were online just, oh, this is what happened, and this is what happened, and this is what happened, and this is the government, and all of that may be well and true. It could have been the government. It could have been aliens, for all we fucking know. It could have been the gangbangers. That does not change the fact that this man is no longer here, and that we need to protect each other at all costs and invest in our communities and pick up the work that he left off of. However he died does not negate from the moving forward piece. What are we gonna do? What can you do? What can we all do? Like, to sit there and ponder on a million different ways that this man could have died, it's so redundant and unproductive. Because at the end of the day, he's gone. And I understand that y'all are building this hypothetical case against the government and against the United States. And y'all think that by building all of these cases and all of these evidence, that you're going to one day get to present the shit in front of the Supreme Court with Annalise Keating. So, again, let that man be at peace, okay? Like, and again, next point, outside of that, some people have no fucking boundaries. No boundaries. And I say that to say, like, hey, the fact that this man's, I'm so glad that my eyes have been covered and that clearly I'm friends with some really, with some good people on social media, because I have been blessed enough to not have to see that video of him dying or being shot come across my timeline. I thank God that Instagram now has that cute little cover of sensitive content in case you don't want to see it, so you don't have to scroll and see it by accident, because I'm not going to engage in the traumatization, I should say. I stopped engaging in that shit a long time ago. I don't want to sit here and view videos of traumatizing shit on my timeline. I don't. Do I know? It's enough that I know it happens. I don't want to visually see it. I don't want that picture in my head. And some of y'all don't have no boundaries, or are just nosy as fuck, or both, because y'all will sit there and watch that shit, and not only will you watch it, you'll share it. Why are y'all sharing that? Like, I never understand that when some really fucked up shit comes across my timeline. I will never understand why people share it. Like, one time I was on Twitter, and this image, I've been trying to get this shit out of my mind for, and I can't even remember to tell you how long ago I saw this. One time somebody retweeted a video of a man fucking a dog, and it still makes me sick to my stomach, and I'm so mad that I have that picture in my head, where I'm so cautious. Like, I unfollowed the person who retweeted it, because I don't need that type of energy on my timelines. And some of y'all need to do the same. Make sure you are removing people from your timelines who are putting more negativity and just bad visuals that you don't need to be privy to. Get that shit off your timeline, because what you don't realize is this emotionally and it's mentally wearing on you, whether you realize it or not. So that's the first thing. And then I had the nerve to find out that somebody snapped the video of Lauren London going into the hospital. What is wrong with y'all? It's some sick people out here, and I'm not gonna even call them mentally ill, because everybody ain't mentally ill. Some of y'all just sick in the head, and I'm not talking about mental illness. Like, I just think that is so disrespectful to somebody who is grieving. Like, again, you're using this death for retweets and likes and to go viral. Like, that shit is corny. It's corny. Like, I never understood why people, like, film folks at their lowest moment. The fact that these people filmed this man being shot is even, is even crazy. And we see that all the time, like, where people are not being helped because somebody too busy filming. Or, like, it just, I just want all of us to be a little more conscious, a little more considerate, and have better boundaries. Because some shit we just don't need to see. Like, my heart already hurts for everybody affected by this, especially Lauren London. And I don't want to see her in her lowest moment like that. I don't even want to do that. And I don't know why y'all want to see it. So, I think that's all I got for today. I didn't want to make this a long spiel. I just wanted to bring attention to some of the fucked up shit that I'm seeing. And y'all don't have to act an ass or a fool every time somebody public or a celebrity dies. Like, just send your condolences, say your prayers if you're a faith-based person, and give the rest to God, to universe, to your higher power, whoever it is or whatever it is you believe in. But all of that extra engagement shit is unnecessary. Like, I swear, I would never want to get online and have to read everybody talking about how my loved one died and throwing out all this different shit, and they don't even really know what the hell they talking about. Like, sometimes it's just not the time for that, and this wasn't the time for that. So, I hope you all have a good rest of your day, okay? And again, just think about it. Think about it the next time something just sounds like it makes sense, and then really sit on it and be like, does it really? Should I really be saying this? Should I really be reposting this? Should I really be retweeting this? Or am I just doing it because it sounds good, but not really understanding the foundation in which it's being spoken? Okay? So y'all have a good one.